session this Thursday morning. He's a wonderful gentleman. He has so much of knowledge in different areas of our life. He's expert in math. He loves math. He's a financial expert. He's a life coach, I would say. He does so much. He listens so patiently to everyone and he responds very calmly. So let me welcome Ramaji. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sushma. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So nice to see you again. So today let's talk about health and spirituality. So what is health? Can some of you say that? Yeah, whatever you have in your mind, come on.
Yeah, I'd like to say so. Health is like as we studied, it's a state of mental, physical, social well being.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Anybody else?
Emotional health as well.
Yes. So
Right.
when we say health, by default, our thinking goes to the body, right? We think that not taking care of body is the health, but that alone is not the health. The holistic health is taking care of your body, mind, emotions, and the whole soul, or whatever you want to call as a whole. So that's what we need to be looking at. So let's briefly go through this presentation, and then we will discuss parallelly. So this is how the health is defined. Health is a relative state in which one is able to function well physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually in order to express the full range of one's potentialities within the environment in which one is living. In the words of Rene Dubas, health is primarily a measure of each person's ability to do and become what he or she wants to become. So that's the broader definition of health. So when we say we are taking care of our health, we should look at physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional health as a whole. A wise man ought to realize that health is his most valuable possession. There are 5 main aspects of personal health: physical, emotional, and mental, social, spiritual, and intellectual health. There are more like financial, occupational, and many others. They're all very closely connected. Physical wellness, caring for our bodies through physical activity, proper nutrition, good sleep every night, hygiene and relaxation. Physical and mental health closely connected. Poor mental health is detrimental to physical health. This I think all of us know, all of us experience that your mental condition determines your physical condition as well, and vice versa. So if your physical energy is not good enough, your mental energy and your mental capability is also not good enough. So these two are very closely linked. We have to look at taking care of both the health. Health is like money. We never have a true idea of its value until we lose it. Health is a relationship between you and your body. When I say body, it involves all the other things within the body, like mind and emotion and everything else. If anything is sacred, the human body is sacred. That is another important thing to understand. Some people get into the idea of body is evil, body is not good. You don't need to worry about the body. Body is the cause for all the problems. That is another philosophy or another spiritual aspect some people go into, but that is not true. Body is very, very important. It has its own needs, and it has to be appropriately taken care. The food you eat can be either the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. So you have to decide what is the food you eat. It's the same thing. The food you eat for your body's energy, and the food you take for your mental energy. Okay, so what kind of thought you are imbibing, what kind of dialogue or discussions you have, all those things are food. It is not, food doesn't mean only the food we take through the mouth. Even whatever we take through the ears, through the eyes, through the complete sensations. So we have to be careful and choose the right kind of food, because we are loaded with so much of junk food and junk information. It can really spoil you if you are not vigilant, if you are not able to choose the right thing. Everything will enter and it will spoil the whole system. So it's important for us to pick and choose what is the right thing for us, whether it is the food we eat, whether the thinking we want to create, or what we want to hear, or what we want to feel. It is in our hands. So that's most important. Right now, what we do, we probably give up our choice and just pick up whatever comes on our way. So there is a need for pick and choose, and that conscious selection of food is very, very important. Keeping your body healthy is an expression of gratitude to the whole cosmos, the trees, the clouds, and everything else. So this is what I keep saying, that whenever you need a physical and emotional well-being, and you can go to the nature and be with the nature. Okay, whether it is nature being, whether it is sea, mountain, trees, forest, sunset, sunrise, or whatever, seeing the moon. Those are all the nature. When you really see the nature, be with the nature, you really get healed, right? So that is also true for people. So when you are being with the right set of people, people are also nature, right? You get healed when you are with the right set of people who have the right food for thought, food for body. Okay, so this is a very brief introduction about the health. So we can briefly talk about that. Any questions? And then we will move on to spirituality. I just made it as very simple right now, but let's discuss that. So how are you taking care of your health, the holistic health? And what are the concerns you have, if at all, if any of you? And any questions, any clarifications?
Hi.
Yes,
Hi, sir.
That's name.
Yeah. Like you said, eating consciously and having a balanced diet, and the realization that health is our biggest wealth, and that is the only thing that we have. So that is a struggle, and that is so. On our daily action, I want to increase slowly, little by little, to have more, eat more healthily. But because so right now, I'm only tracking my health regarding the workout part, and Alhamdulillah, I have been able to be consistent till now. So I want to keep that consistency and then slowly add in health. That is my state. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's great. See, the important thing is, you don't need to do great things. You become conscious. If you are alert, your mind and body is alert and conscious, and see what is there in front of you to eat or to absorb as information or whatever you want to see. Your system will automatically tell whether it is the right thing right thing for you to consume or not.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So basically that conscious focus is what is required. So the conscious focus, if you can bring every time, it will be great. One possible way is that whenever you check your mobile, or whenever you check your any other device or thing, if you can remember to become conscious, right, about yourself. Okay, what am I doing? What's my mind thinking? How is my body feeling? If you can really sync up, it will be really good, because now we are used to so much checking the mobile.
Yes.
If you can sync up with that, whenever I check my mobile, let me check my status of my mind, status of my body, and let me scan through and see what's going on, right? If you can become that much conscious, your health will be really great. That is one way. I'm just saying. There are many other ways.
Great, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah. We'll try to do it.
Yeah, sure. That will. I think that will be really great if somebody can follow that. And no, in fact, if you follow that, checking the mobile will automatically go away. You may not want to really check so frequently. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to say. So currently I'm focusing on my exercise and being conscious whenever I react. Like most of the time I react to things and not think about what I'm saying. So
right.
I need to hold on for a moment and just smile for a while to just whatever someone is saying, from where is it coming, and whatever I am saying, is it a reaction or a response to what I say?
Yes.
So I'm focusing on that and exercise.
Yeah, the mind plays the major role in our health. So whenever you listen to anything, is your mind resisting it? Is your mind reacting to that? Is what you need to check. Instead of doing resisting or reacting, just look at in an open manner and then decide what you want to do.
Most of the time it react or either resist to me, especially when it comes to what parents are saying.
Yeah. So that's because one is there is a lot of pent up feelings not expressed, right? So those are all frozen, and it automatically triggers whenever you see something. Whenever somebody opens their mouth, it automatically triggers your reaction, right?
Right.
So one way is to release those pent up emotions or pent up issues in your system, right? So there are ways to do that. The other one is be conscious what's happening. So instead of just being automatic and not focusing, not being conscious, it automatically triggers. But if you're conscious and focused, then you can just listen and you don't need to do anything. You don't need to react. You don't need to do what they are saying. Just listen to them, what they are saying, right? And then take some time and then decide what you want to do and then respond, saying that, yeah, I understand what you are saying, but I'm not able to do it the way you are asking because of many reasons. Some of them I don't even know why I am not able to do it, but let me think through. So don't mistake, don't take it in a negative way. So I'll come back to you. I don't know how long it will take, right? So that is one possible response.
Right.
And there are many other ways also you can respond in a nice way. So the main thing required is that focus, conscious focus, and not reacting, holding on to for some time, and then deciding, choosing what you want to respond. Right?
Right.
Right. Meeta, you wanted to say something?
Yes, good morning. What I'd like to add here is in terms of health for myself personally, I am looking at the physical and the holistic health with with the help of meditations. Physical health with the exercises and very conscious right now and giving it more importance than anything else at this very moment, because yesterday I was so close to missing my training session, reaching there, but just about to take the U-turn and go back home. And just that last push I gave myself, and I said, no, I'm not taking that U-turn, and I entered the place. Once I was there, while exercising, the happy hormones, the moment it hits, I was at the best time of my day. I was enjoying myself. I was in that bliss. So, when all of us feel that, that last 1 minute of, what am I supposed to do? Let's leave it for today. Don't leave it. Just go for it. Because after that, what is going to happen in the next 10 minutes of being in that exercise activity? The happy hormones are going to hit the body and the mind, and you will feel great about yourself by the end of the session. So that keep at that. For Priya and Tasneem, the reactions when we do this, what I would like to for everyone to feel, feel this for today and observe this for today. When we feel angry, the breathing changes. It's very fast. It's very, very, you can't breathe slow, right? So if you just bring your attention back to your breath, that moment, don't do anything. You don't have to think about anything. You're reacting, but maybe sometimes even don't know that you're reacting and you've already reacted. Just bring yourself back by focusing on your breath and make it slow. Slow breathing cannot be in the same box with anger. Slow breathing cannot be in the same box with that reaction that you're having at that time. So just breathe deep inhalation and deep exhalation, and bring your focus back to your breathing, and you'll suddenly find yourself calming down. So, even in doing these, your daily chores, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're, writing something, you're working in the office, you're typing, keep bringing your consciousness back to your breath. And you'll see that you are able to, like Rama sir, you said, be conscious of why are you doing, what state of mind you are in while you're checking the phone. Same thing, just keep observing yourself by observing your breath, and everything just starts falling in place. So that's the little suggestion I would like everyone to, try it today. Whatever you're doing, you find yourself lost in doing something, just bring your attention back to the breath and
It works.
how it works. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meeta. Ramya, you have raised your hand.
I have a question. That's fine.
Okay.
Where's Rama sir? Is he here? His video is out, by the way.
Rama sir is here.
Hello, sir. I have a question for you. The question is, does how we eat matter in our life? Where we are some of us eat very fast, then some of us eat very slow. Is it matter to our health? That's my question.
Yes, Ramaji has some technical glitch.
Okay.
Okay, so can I answer this question because I read a simple article about this?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just studying the habit of eating fast or slow, because in my family there are some people who eat so fast, and I'm the person who eat so slow, and that's why I'm most famous in my family. That Santosh is the person who eats so slow. So I was just eating. I was just feeling in myself guilty that am I bad person? Then I went to read the article, and there I found something that says that when you eat slow, you give time to your food. There are some people who just take the whatever we say and just finish in couple of seconds, in 2, 3, 4 seconds. But there are some people who just give it time to chew. According to science, and some people says that we should chew our food as slow as possible, because it just makes the lar from your mouth, and that is the so much helpful for you. That's why chew your food. I was seeing one of the video of R. Madhavan. R. Madhavan is a one famous actor from 3 Idiot movie. Okay? The Garib Bacha and the photographer Bacha. Okay? So he also faced some health issue in his life. Then he went to a 6 month any kind of center in abroad, And there he also learned about it. That chew your food as much as possible. Make your food until it becomes like a water. And then your health will start improving. That's why chewing slowly is very good. Chew it. Give it time. And it completes your hungerness in some time. Otherwise, what happens that you will eat fast. Your mind don't get the signal that you are already empty full. Your stomach is already full. And that's you end up eating so much, and it will increase your belly, everything. That is what I know. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you. Ramaji, you're back, right? Thank you.
Both power and network went out. Thank you, Santosh, for handling that question.
Yeah, so Arush had asked, like, should we eat slow or fast?
That's obvious. Always slow. There's no need for eating fast, except when you take anything cold drinks, ice cream, that you can take fast.
Can I add one proverb here in his language? There is one proverb, Melle Tunnal, Modon Tunnal. Please translate.
You're asking me to translate, Abu?
No, to Arush. I think Arush understood, right?
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's same. That's it.
Slow eating is what?
If you eat very slowly, and eat the whole palm tree. That's what is the proverb in Kerala. You have to chew. Yeah. You chew and eat. Then you can eat as much as you can.
I think the sound is not very clear, Mallika ji.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Please translate what Abu Bakr has said. I could not understand.
I think Taslim can translate that well.
If you eat slowly something, you can eat a palm tree. That's what he said.
You can eat a palm tree as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Even you can eat your palm tree. Okay, that's amazing. Right. Yeah, thank you on that. So just going back to what Meeta was saying, that whenever you feel like reacting, whenever you are getting emotional, focus on your breath. That is really amazing way of doing it. But not all of the people can do it. Some people who have mind-oriented approach, they can do that. But some people are more body-oriented. For them, the other action could be whenever you get that kind of that's a difficult situation where you are forced to react. One way is to move around. When you are moving your body, okay, doing some exercise or raise your hand or kick your legs or basically physically move yourself. So that will give you some relaxation and it will not allow you to, it will help you not to react and then slowly you can respond. That is another possibility. One more possibility is that you can go and wash your face and your hands and your legs, right? Whenever you get into that kind of emotional pent up or that kind of difficult situation, go and wash your face, hands and legs. So these are all various approaches. Some of them will work for somebody, some of them will not work for somebody. So try it out. Try out all possibilities and whichever works for you, use that. Right. So anything else? Anybody else? Yes, Mallika ma'am. I think your network is slow. You can switch off the video and talk, Mallika ma'am.
I want to get rid of totally that I am a diabetic patient from my mind. That's okay. What should I do? I have to get rid of that I am a patient. No, I am not a patient. I'm as like as a teenager person, or as I am like a childhood person. That's what I want to feel.
Okay, that's a great question. I think that question is there for many people. So here I need help, somebody to respond, Dr. Vikas or anybody else. Could you please respond?
What is the question actually? I could not get.
Question is, Mallika ma'am is diabetic. She wants to completely come out of it, and it is possible.
Yeah.
So how does she, what does she need to do to come out of it? So
without medicine?
It doesn't matter, whatever the way. No, see, basically she wants to come out of the diabetics completely. You give medicine, you give meditation, you give XYZ, it doesn't matter. So she just wants to come out of it.
Yeah.
Can I share something?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like, see, I wear spectacles. So I don't think I'm a patient. My eyes are not perfect. Okay. So the same way, my pancreas are not producing as much insulin that they should be producing. So we have so many things. The same with blood pressure or anything. I just accept it. Yeah, my vision is not perfect, but I'm running the show. It's okay, it's moving on. So I don't call myself patient. And ophthalmic patient, no. So we need not use those labels that I'm a patient. Yeah, something is happening and it can be dealt with.
Yeah, that is the first step. In your mind, you don't think that as the shortcoming, it is a problem. That is the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great attitude and great approach, Prashanti.
And I think affirmations can help. I'm whole, complete, and perfect. And repeating day after day, that will have an imprint on the mind. I'm whole, perfect, and complete. I'm healthy and happy. So, yeah, these are my ideas.
Okay, anybody else? Yeah, thank you, Prashanti. Anybody else who can give some more?
Eating less carbohydrates will help.
Okay. So the eating habit, less carbohydrate and probably more protein and what?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And there is a doctor in Hyderabad. He wrote one book. I know it is in Telugu, but I'm not. He has lots of lessons. I will see if I can find an English book which basically cures complete diabetes. And it has worked miracles for many people. I will find, and if I can find an English version, I can send it to you, Mallika madam.
Send it to me, sir, too. Or either share in the group. It will help.
Sure, I will do that. And if you can understand Telugu, then I can forward you his Telugu video.
Only 3 languages I understand: English, Tamil, Malayalam.
Okay, I will send you if I will see, and if I can find the English one, I will send it to you definitely.
Yeah, you can send Telugu also, Shiva. This is the opportunity for Mallika ma'am to learn Telugu as well.
Okay, one more
Perfect.
thing. Yeah.
But for me, UMM people itself, I feel very happy. There is feeling happy is also very important.
Yeah.
My window, UMM is 5 a.m., UMM, all these are my windows.
Mallika ma'am,
yeah, Shweta, please.
No, Mallika ma'am, we will connect separately. Then I'll tell you some of the tips which can really help you in terms of, yeah, all right.
So Mallika ma'am, first of all, it is possible. Whatever you are asking, whether I can completely come out of it, yes, it is possible. I think first and foremost,
yes,
is like
it is very much possible.
Yeah, like Prashanti said, don't think that as the problem. That is the first step. Then you look at what are the various ways, your mind, your body, your approach to life. So all those things put together definitely can help you to come out. So wish you all the best, Malika ma'am.
Rama sir, may
a lot of study was done on people who have split personalities. Do you know what is a split personality? They are like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, as the story is there. One part is, something, and the other part is totally different. Now, it was interestingly noted that one personality had certain diseases, even like cigarette burnt spot would not be there in another personality. It's a very interesting study. You can Google it and see and read it, that so many things that same body is not having when the person is in one personality and is having when it is in another personality. Now the question is, are you willing to really go mad for your health? Are you really willing to actually, bring that level of lifestyle change, deep-rooted, permanent lifestyle change? And then, of course, the first step, as everybody has accepted, is to accept it. First, accept it. Once you accept that this is there, then at the mind level, you have to understand that you don't have the disease, as Prashanti said very rightly. It is your body which is having a problem. And then these are, called the lifestyle diseases, the hypertension, the diabetes, all these. So lifestyle diseases have to be treated by lifestyle changes, no? So Malika ma'am, you have to, or anybody, we have to understand that if I have an infection, I take an antibiotic. But when it is because of a lifestyle, taking medicine is a solution, temporary solution, and I definitely recommend that we take it. So now what is the approach? Just let me put it in last few words. One, take your medicines regularly. Please don't avoid them. Two, start following something which is of a good lifestyle change. Something which is, you can follow yoga, you can follow exercise, you can follow whole package of mind, body, medicine, and of course, support by the consciousness of a positive state of consciousness. And simultaneously, monitor yourself by investigations. All right. So monitor yourself. Let's say in this case, it is blood sugar. You take the blood sugar at the starting point, then start the lifestyle change, continue to take the medicine, and only when the blood sugar starts coming down because of those lifestyle change, that you should reduce your medicine. That's a scientific way, it's a simple way. You have a parameter which will say, yes, your body is now becoming less and less, it is having less of diabetes, let's say, or less of sugar, blood sugar is decreasing. And that is the point where you can go for reducing the medicines only with doctor's support under his care. So don't start making dramatic changes. It is possible, but how to do it, you have to know. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Vikas. So what he said is applicable for any disease, not just the diabetes.
Thank you, doctor. In between, connection has got cut. So the full thing I couldn't able to hear. In between, Zoom connection has.
Okay, Malika ma'am, you should talk to Dr. Vikas one-on-one as well.
Okay, okay, sir.
Also with our Shweta, you can talk to Shweta.
Yeah.
Santosh, you wanted to say something?
Yes, actually, I don't know it's a problem or not, but I feel myself productive in the night. Means I'm a kind of a night owl guy. Whatever I have to do, I cannot do. In the day, I feel sleepy throughout the day. But in night, I can keep awake all night. So is it a kind of problem or it is natural with some people?
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. There are many people who get really high energy during the night and during the day, not so good. But naturally, it is good for the body and your whole system to sleep in the night and work during the day. But if your system is tuned to work well in the night, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think it is a major issue. But if you can realign, it will be great.
Yeah, now I'm doing on it because I'm waking up early for this UMM and I'm starting.
Yeah, for the simplest
earlier, I
reason.
used to sleep around 3, but
exactly.
now the time reduced by 12 or 1.
Exactly. So you know why you need to sleep in the night and be awake in the day? Because majority of the people in the world, and naturally the system is also designed such that people are awake and work during the day. And you have to work with the people, right? So when you really want to effectively work with the people, you have to be awake and active during the day by taking proper rest and sleep in the night. So that is the simplest need. Actually, the whatever the problem you have, my daughter also has exactly the same problem. But over a period, you should change it, Santosh. Not for anything, but for really effectively working with other people.
Okay, sir.
Rama sir, like to more about spiritual and intellectual health.
Yes. Yeah, we are going into the spirituality in the next section, Faisal.
Raviji has raised hand.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ravi sir. Good morning.
Morning, Ramasan. Regarding diabetes, before joining UMM, I had a blood sugar level of 380. But two things which I made it as a habit: daily walking 3,000 steps without fail, and also taking methi powder. So that is fenugreek. So it has really helped. I am now in the range of 190. So you can also try whatever Dr. Vikas suggested exactly. So don't give up the medicine, that you do the balancing, and whatever changes, we have to consult the doctor. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we will
connect
personally. One to one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ravi sir.
Now, in fact, if you are with nature, with people, and if you start working for the people, helping people, all disease will reduce. Actually, you just help other people, you will automatically get the help.
True.
Yeah. So Faisal, you said spiritual and what? The other one?
Intellectual.
Okay. So intellectual is something where you need to keep feeding your intellectual body or intellectual system as well, right? So how would you do that if you just don't use your intellect, and it will not be sharp enough, it will not be useful enough. So how do you enhance your intellectual capability is through it can be through reading, it can be through some discussions and debates, it can be through problem solving. So those things, you have to have those kind of activities on a regular basis, right? So if you have your kids, you can really talk to them. They will really stimulate your intellectual this thing, and you can read some books, and you can start solving problems. Both practical problems are yours, looking at objectively and solving it, as well as solving other problems, and also the theoretical problems you can solve. So that is one way of approaching the intellectual capability. Spiritual, we'll talk about it in the next section.
Thank you.
Yes, Pandya. So when Pandya comes, Samita, you want to say again something?
Yes, I wanted to add to the intellectual capability.
Yes,
I normally solve a lot of puzzles and Sudoku.
Yes. Sudoku, yeah.
Those kind of games and crossword puzzles and
Absolutely.
small games which come in the paper every single day. So there was a time when I used to religiously do that, and if I don't do it for a single day, it would feel that I haven't. It's food for the mind. So you feel the craving for doing. So
yeah, it keeps your system active. Not only your intellect, even your body becomes more active Your whole system
You can
becomes
start
more active.
puzzles with the kids. I mean, from a 12-piece puzzle to a 50-piece puzzle to a 100-piece puzzle. Just sit with your kids and solve a puzzle, and it will just open up your mind so much. Yeah, so that's my suggestions on it.
Yes. You should do every day, like we are eating food for the body every day.
Yes.
We need to do something for the intellect as well, like whether it is puzzle, problem solving, discussions.
Or brain games. Brain games are my most favorite.
Games, yeah, games and dialogues, discussions, debates, anything. Yeah.
As important as food, we need to feed our mind every day.
Arush, can you repeat?
As important as food, we don't forget eating food every day.
Exactly.
But we forget to feed our intellect.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. If no matter what, we will eat food. No matter what, when the time we eat food. But when the intellectual thing comes, we forget.
Yeah. Same thing for spirituality, same thing for emotional well-being. So spirituality in terms of whether it is realizing you are the soul or whatever you want to call, we will talk about it. And similarly, your emotions, checking your emotions, how well it is, what's happening to that. So everything we need to do that, and it doesn't take much time. So the main thing is that
you have to understand, Arush, in this point, that whatever we eat, remember that we also excrete. To take the same analogy, for the intellectual and mental level, we have to understand we are taking positive affirmations and positive, we are being with the positive books. But what is it that has to be purged out? See, what keeps the mind healthy is lack of guilt and negative thoughts. I'll give you a simple, a joke-like example. Somebody asked a boy in the class, who brought down the World Trade Center towers? And he said, no, sir, I did not do it, sir. Now, now tell me one thing, is the intellect available if the person is always in self-remorse and guilt and, regrets? Many of the time in our life, this is happening. We are all the time responding from our own guilt or, fear of criticism or so many things that we already have in our mind negatively programmed.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So
yeah,
when you talk about ahar, you also have to say what is going out of this.
Yes, that's a wonderful
Both the
point.
things have to be worked together.
Yeah, that's a wonderful point.
Without
yeah.
No, thank you.
That's true.
Because this guilty feeling, get rid of the guilty feeling is very, very difficult, sir. But that for that also we need some exercise, some tips to get rid of guilty feelings.
Can I share something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one saying like, worrying about insomnia is more dangerous than insomnia.
Insomnia itself, yeah.
So that is, and I think it applies for everything. Like just now Santosh was saying, I wake up, I'm a night owl and all that. I think even worrying about that also, is it good or bad? So even food we take, I've taken this, I'm bad or what. So just accept the moment. Okay, I've done it. I had a craving and I ate this, and just forget it. So rather than pondering over that, the guilt feeling causes more harm than the actual stuff for the disease wherever. So yeah, we need to just let go and not dwell in that feeling for a long time. Very important.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, there are three kind of foods, okay, that are linked with the lower risk of type 2 diabetes. Okay. So this is a study. It is happened in Cambridge. Okay, so they have studied with the 9,000 people with the type 2 diabetes, and they found 3 types of food which help to lower the type 2 diabetes. That is vitamin C and the whole grain and cateroids. So vitamin C, they have listed few things like citrus fruits, okay, broccoli and strawberries, tomatoes, okay, cauliflower, cabbage, and spinach, okay, and red and green peppers. So these are vitamin C items where it get lower this type 2 diabetes. And cateroids, okay, carrot, pumpkin, and mangoes, peaches, then watermelon. So these are the for I don't know the pronunciation. CAROTENOIDS. And the whole grain, corn, whole oats, millets, and whole barley. Okay, so these kind of things, if you take over, and this will definitely reduce the type 2 diabetes. So it's been done with the Cambridge of the lower number of 9,000 people, and they found, and this is in the research. Okay? So that's I want to bring. This may help.
Yes, definitely, Pandya.
Thank you,
if
thank
you can
you,
really
Pandya.
put it in the.
Thank you, Pandya.
Can you put it in the group also, Pandya?
Yes, yes, Pandya.
Sure.
Please. That's a very, very, very useful.
Yes. Malika ma'am, if you can strictly follow that diet, it will definitely help. Yeah, yes, Pandya.
Yeah, and one more thing is, rid out of guiltiness. Maximum, I used to do with forgive yourself. Yeah. Okay, that is more important. Okay, yes. You are not the mistake for that. You will feel because of me only I'm in this state. You have to forgive yourself and accept. That's the main thing. And second thing is always say that success. If you want to get success, then only you will get the happiness. But it is not in that case. The happiness only brings the success. Right? Always they will say, when I get success, then I will be happy. It's not like that. Yeah. Your happiness is the mindset.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
your mindset. Always prepare your mindset. That will bring you healing your whole body first.
Yes.
First step
true,
is
true.
prepare your mindset rather than food, rather than the exercise. First point is keep mindful.
True.
Okay, mindful is very important. What we are and what that's important. That's from my time.
Thank you, Pandya. So we already entered into the spirituality. Let's quickly look at this one. What we talked about, guilty. What are the various levels of consciousness, right? So the lowest level of consciousness is shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and fear. That is the lowest form of consciousness. So that leads to inaction. You can't do anything. When you are in this state of your mind, you are shamed, guilt, apathy, grief, and fear. You can't do anything. So you have to come out of this zone. When you come out of this zone, then you get into something called hyperactivity, where you have a lot of desire, anger, and pride. So these are all force. So we operate by force. And then you go to the middle ground, which is the courage. Once you have the courage, then you can go into the power zone. The power zone is neutrality, willingness, and acceptance. That is the happiness and productivity section. And then the reason, that is where peak performance without stress happens. Beyond that is the real enlightenment zone, which starts from love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. So it is synchronicity and extraordinary outcomes is the section here. So this is very much possible as long as we understand where we are and then work towards moving to the higher levels of consciousness. But it is important for us to understand what are these various levels of consciousness and where we are. So any questions on this?
All the all the question is answered here, sir. All the question is answered.
Great, Amalgama.
Sir, I would like to add some points.
Yes,
you
sir.
all said that one point of happiness. There is a story. Have anyone read Alchemist here? Alchemist?
Yes.
Yeah. There is one story of it. The wisest man, a man sends his son to the wisest of the wisest man to take the secret of happiness. He takes the journey to see the wisest man, and he gets there. And after he gets there, there were many people. It was a palace. There were many people, his orchestra was playing smooth music, and there were many other people sitting around him, and he had to wait 2 hours for getting the answer. Then after 2 hours, the wisest man came. Then the kid asked, what is the secret of happiness? And he said, I will give you a spoon. Take this fruit, and in that spoon, I will drop 2 drops of oil. And with that 2 drops of oil in the spoon, you have to travel all over the palace and look over there and see the amazement things. And you do not need to drop the oils down. And after this 2 hours, you see me. And he goes and visits all over the place and come back. And the wisest man said, how many drops I got you left? Full. Then he said, have you seen the wonderful garden and seen the wonderful fountain? And the garden took 10 years to build, and there is a wonderful swimming pool, which is very wonderful, and you must see it. And he said, I could not see it because his attention was full into that oil drop. And the wisest man said, go and visit the palace one more time. And he visited the palace one more time, and he had seen all the wonderful things. And the wisest man said, where's the drop of oil? The drop of oil was spoiled down. The moral of the story is, the happiness is looking over the life, seeing all of the amusements in the world, and not forgetting that 2 drops of oil.
Yeah, thank you for that story, Arush. Attention is very, very important. So you focus and attend and be conscious about whatever you are doing, you will really achieve whatever you want. Okay, so let's go on the spirituality briefly, and then, so what is spirituality for you? Let me share this
rather than go inside rather than going outside, or find yourself, find God inside you instead of finding the God outside.
Yes. What else?
Understanding within you and outside, whoever the surroundings, the real world, everything. Accept the reality.
Right.
Understanding inner me.
Okay. Are you able to see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, what you said, all of them are true. Spirituality is knowing who you really are and connecting with something larger than yourself. Spirituality is the willingness to follow spirit, to align with truth, and strive to become an embodiment of all the higher virtues. Understanding the design and architecture of the self and the universe. So there are so many definitions, so many ways of looking at spirituality, but everything is in spirituality. So everything is consciousness, everything is spirituality. So there is nothing which is beyond that. So that we have to be aware of. So spirituality doesn't mean that only when you eat vegan food or you don't drink alcohol, you are spiritual, or you rise early or meditate for long hours, only then you are spiritual. Nothing like that. Every one of us is spiritual. So we have to give up this stereotypical thinking that spirituality means you go and do all these things. You follow your guru or believe in your God, or you follow your boring life, or you be always happy, or believe that evil does not exist, or any such thing. So these are all misnomer, misunderstanding. So it's important to understand that spirituality is there everywhere, and each one of us are spiritual in our own way, right? So first you have to understand that. Otherwise, you will easily say that, oh, I'm not getting up early, and I'm not eating only vegetarian, I'm eating non-veg, so I cannot be spiritual. So that is the easy way of just going away from the problem. So every one of us are spiritual, so we have to follow the spirituality. And also there is a confusion about what is spirituality and what is religion. Religion is more outside and more worship-based, more rule-based, faith-based, and very narrow thing. Whereas spirituality is much, much broader. It says that God is there everywhere. So it is about your authentic self and joyous living, not very narrow outlook. So it talks about every person's inherent goodness, whereas the religion talks about the sinfulness of the people. So you have to understand the spirituality versus religion. Religion is nothing wrong in that. It is one way of reaching spirituality, because you assume that the spirituality, the peak of the spirituality is the Mount Everest peak, and there are many ways to reach Mount Everest at the top. So there are different paths. So one of the path is religion. One religion is on one path, another religion is another path. Another path is not believing in any God. Another path can be your meditation, whatever. You can have your own path. So when you are going in different paths, it looks like you are not in spiritual, you are not in alignment, you are going somewhere different. But once you all go and reach the summit, the peak of the Mount Everest, then you know that all of us are in the same spirituality. It is only that we have taken different path. That's it. So it doesn't matter what path you take. So one of the important things we can actually do is first healing ourselves and affirming the ego so that positive states are experienced. That is very, very important. So with secure self-esteem, belief in self-worth, and capacity for love and generosity, a person becomes less constrained by ego. So we have to understand our ego and deal with that and bring in the right self-esteem and self-worth and increase our capacity to handle ourselves and help others. So that is the starting point. We can never obtain peace in outer world until we make peace within ourselves. So that's the most important thing. So we have to create capability within us to really handle and create happiness within us. Then we can create happiness outside. So the other important factor in spirituality and in general in life is practice of forgiveness, because that is what, like guilt is one such thing, what Pandya also explained. How do you get rid of guilt is through forgiveness. Letting go of blame is not easy, but the rewards of relinquishing negative feelings are really plenty, lot of them. To practice forgiveness, feelings are coming from actual experiences of someone wronged you, or whether your anger is intensifying as you rehash the situation. See how those feelings are affecting you and let go of what is not helpful. Forgiveness for you is for you, not for others. So that's very important. So you can forgive yourself to first and then forgive others, right? In any situation, if you are worried, if you think that somebody has wronged you, you can always use that Ho'oponopono meditation, forgiveness meditation, which is basically, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So that's the 4 sentences which you really repeat it properly. It helps you to come out of this. So the power of forgiveness is really great. You can really decide. There are different types of forgiveness. One is the decisional forgiveness. Another is emotional forgiveness. Decisional forgiveness involves a conscious choice to replace ill will with goodwill, right? So you no longer wish bad things to happen to anybody. So that is your decisional forgiveness. Whereas the emotional forgiveness, one has to move away from those negative feelings related to wrongdoing, because if you were affected so much emotionally, it's very difficult to forgive and come out of it. It takes longer time. Where the decisional one is more objective and it is not ingrained or it is not affected you deeply, that you can easily handle it. Whereas the emotional takes longer time. This often happens when you think about the offender or something triggers the memory, or you still suffer from adverse consequences of the past actions. Emotional forgiveness is much harder and takes longer, as it's common for these feelings to return on a regular basis. So it requires a lot more working, a lot more focus on forgiving yourself and forgiving others about the emotional issues you got into in the past. But it is important to do that forgiveness meditation and really come out of it. So even emotional forgiveness can happen through that meditation, Ho'oponopono meditation. So please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Yeah, yes. Yeah, somebody was saying.
Mallika ji, are you there?
No, that 4 things. I sorry,
Yes.
I love you. Then
yeah, I'll tell you in order.
Okay.
Please forgive me. Sorry, first one is I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. No, thank you and then I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So why one has to be spiritual? Spiritual people are very gracious. They are compassionate. They flourish. They are self-actualized and they experience great things in life. So if you are in the spiritual path, if you are focusing on that, you get all the great things what you want. And it is in your own hands. So you have to do a little bit more work. That's it. So how do you go about doing this spirituality, right? The so-called spirituality. So you can do meditation. You can do spiritual readings. You can practice gratitude and forgiveness. You can spend time in nature. Very, very important. So I keep repeating, when you say nature, it is not only your forest, trees, and sun and moon and beach, ocean. It is also people. People are part of nature. So spend time with the people also will lead you to spirituality. Be open to signs from the universe, mindful breathing, embrace your feelings even if it is uncomfortable. Tune on the noise, tune out the noise. Make spirituality fun. That's most important. So it is not very, very serious thing. You have to really, your humor can be really spiritual, right? You can have good humor, you can dance, you can listen to music. You can also use your religious practices. And most importantly, you can help yourself and help others, right? So these are all the various ways of developing your spirituality. So any questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah. Yes.
And I also want clarity. See, I have read many things about the lunch, breakfast, and all. Okay? So there are some coaches say that your morning breakfast should be heavy.
Yeah.
And some others say that your morning breakfast should be as light as possible. So according to you, what is the best practice? It should be heavy.
It depends on the each individual, but broadly, if you are really sleeping well in the night and working hard in the day, then taking heavy food in the morning is of use. That will help. That will be helpful for the body. Large quantity in the morning and medium in the afternoon and very less in the evening, and not eat in the night. That's great if you can make it. But then you have to rest your body. You have to give rest to your body throughout the night, so that morning you can relax. Everything is all your goes away. Everything from your system goes away. All the waste, right? And then you freshly start your day with a lot of energy by taking good food in the morning. So that is the right way. But that doesn't mean that that is right for every one of us. It can change for each one of us depending upon our own situation and practices. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a question.
Yes, Alan.
Okay. I am following the food pattern that you said before. I'm eating, taking much food in morning and less in afternoon, and so much less in evening. So I do not eat in night.
Excellent.
So sometimes I feel hungry after 10 o'clock night.
Oh, okay. So then you do one thing. You take something by 7 itself. Okay, don't wait for 10.
Okay.
So basically, after eating, at least give 2 to 3 hours before you sleep, so that your body really digests properly. So don't eat at 10 and then sleep at 11.
Okay.
So you know that it is going to be hungry. So eat early by 7 or so, 7 or 7:30. See, there is no point in just torturing your body and not feeding it. That's not the idea at all. If the body is hungry, it wants food, please give it. It's okay.
Okay.
Sir, banana would help for this at 10 o'clock. Yeah, banana and a milk.
Yeah, of course, you can take that. But take as much as possible earlier before you sleep. That's all it is. So whatever the food, you look at it, consciously focus and look at the food and then eat, it will be all right. So Faisal, you asked about spirituality. I think what you are doing is so much spiritual. The kind of photos you take of the nature, I think it's so amazing.
Thank you.
That itself is a great spiritual practice for you.
He's connecting to the nature.
Yes,
He's with the heartfulness.
Yes.
More than mindfulness, heartfulness. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, we are more concentrated on rituals in religions, but not value.
Yes.
We want to take value from religions, and rituals is okay. It's connected to value, but all are more given to importance giving to rituals only.
Right.
I take namaz 5 times, but my doing is different. Against it, that it is not good.
Yeah. So
right
religion...
now we are facing this problem. In looking, all are religious, but in their doing is in difference.
Yeah, because originally when the religion was brought, it is for the people's good only they brought it. But over a period, people misunderstood, twisted it, and used it for wrong purposes. So we don't need to be against any religion. We can use whatever the best things from the religion, use it, but go beyond that. Don't be limited by that alone.
Definitely, we want to take the values from religions in all religions.
Yes.
Actually, to my knowledge, religion is formed by group of people. Say earlier, there is in the ancient days, people live in group wise. They live group wise, whereas everyone understand there is Almighty power is there. They understand through their inner conscious, and they want to achieve that power. That is, they want to reach to that Almighty power. For that, they have their own way of life. They set with some norms to live the life to achieve to the Almighty power. So each group of people have their own norms so according to the climate, according to the situation, according to the land where they live, according to the food habit, everything depending upon the nature and the situation and the circumstances. So they have their own set of norms. Then when they meet the other group of the people where they have their own set of norms, they try to invade those people, this other group people, and try to prove that this particular norm is greater than what their norms. So there where is the politics comes. So instead, if they try to understand what really is the norms of the other group of people, then this politics would not have happened. So understanding ultimate is reaching Almighty power. That is what is the understanding we need to have. That is my understanding about religion.
Yeah, thank you for
thank you
for saying the history of the religion and the power struggle. Yeah, now we don't need to go into all those stupid ways.
That
We
I
have
just want
everything.
to share a quote that summarizes this. I recently read that religion is following the messenger, whereas spirituality is following the message.
Okay.
Exactly. That I meant.
Yeah, that's a good definition. Yeah. Thank you. Meeta, you want to say something?
Ramaji, just wanted to ask, do you have more presentation to share?
No, presentation is over.
Is over. Okay. So officially session is closed, but we can have discussion meanwhile because we are already at 6:42. And let's close in few minutes. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Sushma. Meeta, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I just had the point to add to the religion part of it, wherein we said, the rituals. What I would like to add here is that when we do rituals, all we got to see is after doing those rituals, say you did your namaz or you did your prayers for that day, or you did your, the rituals you follow for the day. After finishing that ritual, the next minute, what are you doing as a person? So if that person is going and picking up the phone and start to talk about someone else in bad light, or, you start gossiping, then that ritual, what you've done just now is of no use, or is of no importance because you lost the whole. So holistically, watching ourselves, what we are doing in the entire day as a person is what. So ritual alone is not important. Ritual is great. It keeps us grounded, keeps us, hooked to a certain way of life. But after doing that ritual, we feel that, okay, I'm done with that part of my, the religion part of it. And that's it. And after that, I can go back to doing whatever I want to is where we have to hold ourselves and say, no, that's not the right way.
Yeah, that's not being spiritual. Yeah.
Yes.
You have to watch throughout the day. Yeah.
Throughout the day.
Yeah. Yes. Introspection throughout the day.
Yes. Introspection and conscious dealing with whatever you do it consciously. That's it. Even if you're angry, even if you're scolding somebody, even if you're doing something wrong, it's okay. See, it is natural. See, you may be doing so many things wrongly, which is okay. But as long as you are conscious, then it automatically, you will automatically avoid going forward.
Right.
With these words, I was reminded of that definition of spirituality I had read. Spirituality is the art and science of remembrance. Remembrance means the remaining connected with the ultimate consciousness. It's a wonderful, workable definition, very practical. Spirituality is the art and science of being in remembrance.
Yeah.
When you study the science part of it in spirituality, then you practice the art part, what Meeta was, or everybody is indicating.
Yeah.
And just one more contribution I'd like to make to this, as I have already done in another UMM group, and that is, who started religion? It's always the spiritual people who started the religion, no? So we can understand that the end of the religion is the beginning of spirituality.
Yes.
The end of the spirituality is beginning of reality. The end of the reality is the bliss. And when that too ends or merges or absorbs or is, totally internalized, that is the goal we have to go. So it's a long journey. The religion and spirituality interface is very small, slot, let's say. Then from spirituality, we go to reality, where we start saying it is what it is. We accept everything as it is. And God Almighty also as He is. Everywhere, in everybody's heart. I don't know, the progress goes on and on. So the end of the religion is beginning of spirituality, end of spirituality is the beginning of reality, end of the reality is the bliss, and where that too ends, that is the place we all have to go. Perfect balance,
But life gives all those things to us, okay? Even bliss, without bliss, we cannot be existing. We do experience bliss at various points in time, right? So don't think that it is unreachable. We are all blissful people by nature. It's only that we have not remembered it, and we start doing something out of ignorance.
Yeah, it is like we are born with the whole, all the seeds in our, let's say, the Pandora box or the inside our heart. But now we have to make them into a particular plant or the tree of our own life by, picking up and planting those seeds in the kshetra of the heart and letting it grow. So we have all those aspects, the tamas and the rajas and the sat aspects are there. But then we have to be the integrated whole. Maybe we have experienced bliss for some time, for some part of our life. We have experienced peace sometime, we have experienced love sometime, but now we become love. We become peace. And that's what is the, integrated yoga, as they say.
Yeah. So the other one is, see, it is not that you need to understand all those esoteric things, the great religions, great practices, philosophies, nothing. It is being spiritual, being blissful is your birthright, right? You don't need to know anything, right?
Yes.
You have to you can practically go and experience it. It's only that you have to decide that I am truly spiritual, I am truly blissful, and your system, yourself will automatically guide you how to do the right things and how to experience those things. You have to just internally focus yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as they say, we are not human beings having spiritual experiences, but we are spiritual beings going through human life.
Exactly.
And its experiences.
In every life transaction, we can spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah, great. All the best. Wish you all the best, and be blissful and be spiritual. And we are. It's only that we have to realize and we have to move on with our life. And don't be enamored. Don't be worried about it is something great, something different. I have to learn this. Nothing. Just live your life appropriately. Your internal system knows what is appropriate. So do that. Okay, wish you all the best.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Sakshi and Alan has raised the hand. I'm giving you 1 minute each and then we close. Please.
Go on, Sakshi, go on. Yeah.
Sorry, sir, I have raised hand by mistake.
Yes, Alan. Alan, go on. Sorry, I didn't notice.
Okay, he said he has raised it by mistake. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, Sakshi.
Sakshi.
Yes. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Lovely session. Lot of insights, lot of information I got during this session. And icing on the cake was added by Dr. Vikas Saxena. Thanks for this. Switching back to the physical aspect of health, I had to add something. I've come across this somebody doing breathing techniques, which has helped in lifestyle diseases like hypertension, high blood pressure, and thyroid. Like there is some group which teaches Brahmi and deep breathing and specific breathing techniques for specific ailments. So this is like, so just to inform everyone that anybody having such kind of ailments can figure out, and if you all want me to find out, I can pass on the numbers. I can check with somebody who has benefited out of it. And these techniques have helped somebody to a very great extent. And the person is following so. And even I was going to consult this group for my thyroid issue. So we can look into this aspect also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakshi. So, yeah, people can reach out to Sakshi if you have any specific ailment. I think she may be able to get some information on how to handle it.
Thank you, Rama sir, for the wonderful insights. Yes, and thank you everyone who have contributed to the discussion and the session. It was great learning, so much of exchange of ideas. Thank you very much. Wish you all a wonderful day ahead.
A wonderful session, wonderful session. Every day, I can say wonderful, no comparison. Every day is a wonderful session. And Rama sir, yeah, it's a great of you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And Vikas sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
a lot
so
of insights I got.
Thank you all for this amazing session. And seeing this powerful conversation every day after 8 o'clock IST, I don't know what Dubai time, it feels that we have to extend the official timing of the session by 10 minutes or something. But yes, okay, the all thing happened was powerful. Whatever you have learned, just apply it in your life. Don't follow just advices which are masses doing. Understand your body and do the magic. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Bye.
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 You have a nice day, everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice day, all.
Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love it.